Hey guys, alright, it's Brett from IBMA, how's it going? And in case you don't know, I run a channel that focuses mainly on old school traditional martial arts, conditioning and toughness training and aspects of traditional martial arts. So I did a bit of an info video on some Qigong and some back alignment and also for helping people for back pain and stuff like that. And the reason I did that was because I've been approached by some company that wants me to review some kind of back product or advice program. But I wanted to show first my understanding of the subject, having rehabilitated my own back from a couple of years back where I got a herniated disc and damage, I think it was 3-4 lower lumbar, and I've got a bit of a fused sacrum or something like that. So I had a few muscular issues. So that's a bit of a background. I had one of the guys out there, first of all, thanks to all the patrons who support the channel, thanks to the people who make comments and watch my obscure videos. But I had a guy who was pretty eager, his name on here is Triple B, so hello to Triple B, and he was pretty eager about having a lot of back problems, and he's been putting a couple of comments on saying, come on man, please, please, I've got back issues, I'm in pain. So I thought I'd do a quick video for him and try and help him out with his back pain issues. Okay, so I did my last video. So for Triple B, if he's watching, you probably know that most of the issues in your back are related to, obviously damage is musculoskeletal, but it's related to imbalances in the leg muscles. Yeah, the thigh muscles and twists and stuff like that. So for my example, I'm going to tell you, I had an overused left thigh, or whatever you call this muscle. So that was pulling my hips offline here. But then I also had, so both of them were overused, so it's pulling my hips like this, but also one was more developed than the other. So if you can imagine in 3D space, what that does is it puts a tilt, and then when this is tighter than this one, it also pulls down on one side, yeah, because if you imagine the skeleton is just a free moving unit supported by muscles that give it tension. Obviously if you've got a flat hip and you make the front muscles stronger than the back muscles, it pulls your hip down and that pushes your spine. And then if you then make one of those ropes tighter than the other, it then pulls in this direction. And you can see how if you have your hip if you have your spine being pulled in and thus making this curve more, and then you have more tightness on one side, thus making a tilt like so as well. I'm exaggerating it. This is then going to put pressure on your spinal column. If you imagine your spinal column, it's going to add more pressure on one side, and that's what's going to cause the herniation either on that side or pain and sciatica and stuff like that. So what are we on? 3 minutes. So that's 3 minutes. So how do we alleviate those problems? So first you've got to identify your particular problem. Yeah, but I do have a stretch for you here to try and reset and lengthen and strengthen these leg muscles. So it's pretty easy. So for good old Triple B, all I need you to do is I need you to stand in the splits and see how that feels. See how the tension is in your legs. Make sure you can reach your left foot and make sure you can reach your right foot, or try and do that. Now this might be the first place where you start to feel tension. You go for your left foot and you can feel tension in the calf, or you can feel tension here, or you try and touch ahead of you and you can feel tension in the whole legs. So if you feel tension and you can't touch the floor, just go as much as you can, or hold your knees until you can. And then the same goes with your left foot and your right foot. And try and imagine your feet are glued to the floor and you're pulling the muscles up and away from them. So reach down. And that's a good little assessment. So keep your legs straight initially and just see if you can do those things. And then if you want to add more tension onto it, just bend one of them and then see if you can pull the leg. Okay, so this is going to start your assessment of how my muscles are. You reach forward and you're like, okay, there's more tension here, there's more tension. Certainly if you feel more tension on one side, you must concentrate on that side until you've leveled it out, yeah? Like I said in my last video, all of this is going to require work. None of it's going to come overnight, none of it's going to be easy, because you've got years of musculoskeletal problems that have developed, and it's going to take a while to undevelop them, at least a couple of days to weeks to months. But slowly you will get stronger and you'll build. So that's the first thing to assess, yeah? So you assess. Then you want to change the alignment of those muscles. So all you want to do is in your splits, you want to blade one foot out to the side, and then you want to literally do the same thing, whereby you're reaching for your foot, you're pulling back, you're bending the back leg. If it feels a bit weird, just give yourself more length by stepping back. But the idea here is that your front toes are facing forward and your back feet are, your back arch or your back toes are facing there. So if you're standing on a clock, I guess your front foot's facing 12 and your back foot's facing 3 o'clock, yeah? And that's the idea. And just want you to see, by rocking back and forward, so between back, yeah, which is an old martial arts posture, between back and forward, I want to see how stable and how strong your legs are, and whether that's hurting your back or what pressure it's putting on. But it should provide a nice stretch for the leg muscles. Then you do the same on the other side. So you go from back, and this is a self-supporting structure. It's one of the stances. And you go forward, yeah, back, forward, and just want to see how your legs are and assess. Yeah. Now, if your legs aren't that good, this will also help get strength into your legs. So keep your main torso facing forward and just have your legs like this, and then just move from here to there, keeping those feet in line. Yeah. Trying to touch your front leg, raising your heel and toes off the ground, giving it a stretch. Excuse me, and just see how that feels. Now, already from doing that on both sides, because I do have a left hand spinal issue, now that I just stood up there, I felt a nice little, like a click, and that was that lovely click that you get every now and then. That makes that sciatica go away. It's the spine resetting into its normal position because you've actually stretched the legs. So already I've got results from just those 3 little things. Yeah, I've just been doing them for a minute or two there, and I've already got a bit of pressure release, a nice little click, and that's just from that, yeah? So that's good. So try that, see how you go. Try that, see how you go. Also, try the middle squat once you do that, because that's a natural progression where both feet face forward and you just middle squat down. Yeah, both feet face forward. You just middle squat down. You're pushing the spine not down here, but you're pushing it back and wide there like that. You can see my shoulders are lining up. Yeah, with my knees, but they're not ahead of my knees, and I'm not trying to stay upright super. The main thing is you don't want to engage these muscles too much because you might be overusing them. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. So you got your feet facing forward and you're reaching. You're seeing that. You've got your feet 1 foot sideways and you're reaching. Other foot sideways and you're reaching. You're then rocking from back to forward to back to forward with your feet in line and your torso facing 3 o'clock. So your front foot's facing 12 o'clock and your torso faces 3 o'clock, and you just rock it in there. That's a traditional posture. Yeah, and you can spread your weight here. You can rock forward and you can carry most of the weight on your front leg, whereby you can feel this muscle. Yeah, and you can rock back where the weight then goes on the back leg, and you can feel these muscles. And then you can change your feet around, you can do the same thing. If it's too easy, just add some distance. This forms the basis of like one of the Shaolin Kung Fu postures, bow arrow pose. And this way you can stand in this position with your muscles aligned, and you can stand in this front bow arrow here and stand for a while and really let those muscles build, and then add some stretch. You can lengthen it out by walking your foot backwards. You can do the same on the other side. It's basically like yoga. It's a dynamic stretch, but it's also building strength in the muscles when you lengthen them. And then, like I said, when you stand up from it, the main thing is that you've done exactly to one side of the body what you have to the other. And if you do have any imbalances and you do have any problems, you will feel that one leg may be weaker than the other, one leg may be stronger than the other, yeah? Now, before you finish off, just make sure you finish off your little training session there, or you're standing with a front facing one, or because we've been flat to the side, but you want to turn this so that you're stretching this muscle. You want to put the main hand and main leg up, and you want to just crouch down, just like do a lunge on that leg with the same hand up as the one that's bending, and you reach back, and that's just to try and give this little muscle a stretch here, and do the same there. Yeah, you reach back, and again, I don't want to see the legs too close together because you'll tighten and bundle all those muscles. So you want to lengthen them out, yeah? Yeah, lengthen and strengthen those legs, yeah? And just, you can do a few sets of those, or you can stand in those. And this should help you to start to assess what's wrong with my spine. So give a few of those a go, certainly the standing and the stretching ones, and they're just really easy, simple exercises that you can use to start trying to assess what's wrong with your muscles, how you can build them. Yeah? Okay. If you've got any questions, post them up. If this has helped you, please share it, please post it up. Thanks to all the guys who support my Patreon page, patreon.com/IBMA. Yeah, have a good day. I hope that helps.